30, but I guess it's starting now.
That's good enough.
We're live.
You know, I think this solidified my confidence that I think the Bulls are going to get a game in this season. I think they will. Whether it's game 2 or game 3, I'm not sure, but I think they will get one of these games. I would like to see Zach be a little more aggressive going to the paint. I think he settled for jumpers a little too much, especially at that NO.
Welcome to the Box Score, another edition of the Box Out Boys podcast as we react to Game 3, Chicago Bulls versus the Milwaukee Bucks. I am Chris, the Stats Man Gorman. With me tonight in the car, driving home from the game, we got the Sad Boys.
The Sad Boys, it's me. Titus two shots right here, and then let's pan over. Joey, he's driving. He's got to be focused.
This seems okay.
It's very unsafe. Don't do this at home, kids.
I'm not holding the phone.
I'm holding the phone.
I'm just talking.
Joey's attention is on the road.
Yes.
2 hands on the wheel. 10 and 2.
10 and 2. He's 10 and 2.
Oh boy. All right. Let's get right into it. Titus, I opened this with a video from our last box score number 2. I felt like it was kind of appropriate given how this game was. You did think maybe the Bulls could have game 2 or game 3. They took game 2, and unfortunately, game 3 was a little bit of a bomb. But I just want your immediate reaction to that, to what you were saying before, and what you expect, what you saw out of Zach LaVine tonight.
Zach LaVine had a rough game tonight, and I'm not gonna lie, I sort of forgot what I said in that clip there to start. we've been on the beers tonight. Let's be honest. We're having a good night, but you know what? Zach was he was well defended tonight. Well defended tonight. They choked him out in the paint. It's kind of what Joey was seeing as well. We were up in the 300 section. We were watching the game closely. Made a friend of Adam sitting next to us. Shouts out to him.
Friend of Adam.
Another Adam, not our Adam.
We made a new friend. His name's Adam too. He might join the pod soon.
So many Adams. There are too many Adams in my life. All right.
Too many Adams in your life. No, but Zach, I mean, what did he have? 14 points tonight?
Zach LaVine finished with 15 points on 6 of 13 shooting, 2 for 4 from 3 in 31 minutes.
I mean, like what me and Joey were saying as we were leaving the stadium was that shooting-wise, it wasn't that bad. For him and DeMar, percentages were good, just not enough shots. And the defense from the Bucks was they were choking them out, man. They were aggressively guarding the paint and not allowing them to get their shots that they wanted. You probably can't tell, but my voice is pretty shot.
You're trying to yell from the 300 section?
I'm trying to yell in the 300 section.
There,
I mean, the energy was great early on. The very first 5-10 minutes of the game was great. The intros were amazing. And then it quickly spiraled out of control. The Bucks pretty much controlled this game the entire night. Grayson Allen was amazing for the Bucks.
Okay. All right. Hang on. Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, he was awesome. He had 4 or 5 threes?
He had 5. He was 5 for 7 with 22. So yeah, he had a fine game. But come on, man. We don't. Talk about.
He torched us. He torched us bad.
Well, can we talk about the starting lineup for the Bucks? Because what I thought was going to have to happen with Middleton being out is they'd have to start either Pat Connaughton or Grayson Allen. I'm like, oh great, now we have an advantage.
They started Portis.
Bobby.
They went
and Bobby torched us early, right? He had three threes in the first 5-6 minutes.
He went 4 for 8 for the game. So yeah, 3. Yeah. Bobby finished with 16 rebounds, 18 points.
Yeah.
They went big on the Bulls, and the Bulls obviously are not a big team.
They had no answer for it.
Did you think that starting Bobby over Chris actually was more of an advantage for them?
That was a concern that we saw right away. Even as that shouts out again to Adam, that was sitting next to us. He pointed that out very early. He goes, "The Bucks are going big." They went big with that super big lineup with Giannis, Bobby, and Lopez, and the Bulls just didn't have an answer for it. The Bulls did not. They were not ready for that. I don't even know honestly if that lineup made a big deal or if the Bulls' poor shooting was more the issue. What did they end up 30%?
They're 39% from the field overall.
So ended up not being, I guess, terrible at 39%. But for the majority of that game, they were in the low 30s, high 20s.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking only for overall. I don't have.
Yeah, no, we were kind of with the stats that we could see on the scoreboard as we were there, we saw what we could see, but that's what we were seeing. For the most part, they were low 30s, low 20s. They were not shooting the ball well. Zach and DeMar in particular, what did he end up with? 15 as well?
DeMar finished with 11.
11, that's what I thought. 11. I mean, DeMar had a terrible game.
When you look at the box score, it's not even like that bad. The only outlier here is, can you guys guess who the worst player on the Bulls was tonight?
What, plus minus wise?
Oh no, just like if you look at the box, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe
Patrick Williams had 1 point, and it came in like the fourth quarter in garbage time.
Yeah, he was 0 for 9, 0 for 4 from 3, and 1 from 2 for the line.
It was painfully obvious how unready he looked in that game to start. As soon as DeMar, Zach, and Caruso didn't play a minute in the fourth quarter, and the first possession Patrick Williams had, he immediately was aggressive, and it was like, okay, hey, you're not supposed to be like the king of the bench here. You're
garbage time.
You're supposed to be like the next piece that they need to kind of like take this to the next level.
Now he's like, oh, I'm ready now. Let's go.
Yeah, there was just, like you said, Chris, I think it was a great call. Like, the box score isn't terrible in terms of like percentages, but the quantity of shots is just not. That's not going to do it. You can't have DeMar taking that few shots. Zach as well. One thing that was painfully obvious to Titus and I think, being there, was the way that the Bucks were playing defense was, we're not going to allow you guys to take one step inside of that 3-point line. Like, DeMar, you're going to get doubled if you have the ball, and you're not going to be able to dribble to any spot that you want. And if you do take a step in, everything's going to collapse around you. And when that was happening, everybody else on the Bulls was standing around. The amount of times that Zach LaVine was just standing in the short corner, just kind of looking for a pass, there was no movement, there were no cuts, there was no activity, even from somebody like Caruso. Like, it was just very stagnant. The energy was not there, and it's kind of honestly amazing considering how much energy was in that building, and they just had nothing to match what the fans brought to start that game.
No, I agree with Joey. I mean, defensively, the Bucks were on point, and they did take away a lot of that penetration from DeMar and Zach in particular. Those two guys could not get where they needed to go. DeMar, he could not get to his spots. He was getting doubled and was not moving the ball out of the double. I mean, that short corner was there for them as far as getting some shots. They could either didn't get it to that short corner on a second or third pass, or they were moving the ball away from that corner or not moving. Like Joey was saying, it was pretty frustrating to watch, to be honest. So,
all right, a couple other points I wanted to hit. I had some people texting me about Ayo Dosunmu. They're asking where he was at the first rotations. He ended up playing 18 minutes. Obviously, a lot of garbage time.
Yeah, a lot of garbage time.
Any thoughts on Ayo and Kobe? I mean, Kobe played 21, but he wasn't doing well either.
I mean, Kobe was that. Well, he wasn't making anything. He wasn't making anything.
1 for 6, 2 for 9 from the field.
But I don't know how much of this is just poor shooting from the Bulls in general.
So whose fault? Who do you not blame? But like, what happened?
So I honestly blame Billy Donovan for this one. I think Bucks came out big, and it was painfully obvious early on that the size was going to be a problem, and there was no adjustment made to that. When Bobby was, torching them early, they didn't make any adjustments. There just didn't seem to be a really good game plan for this, and it's kind of like, you knew Chris Middleton was going to be out from Wednesday night pretty much. Sprained MCL, that was kind of like a given. He was going to miss at least one game. The Bulls came out with the exact same thing that they did in game 2, and I guess it worked in game 2, but I mean, 3 minutes into that game, the Bulls had 9 points, 2 threes from Vuja and a 3 from Caruso, and the Bucks, Bobby was lighting it up, and it was like, you got to be different here. Like, something has to give, something's got to change, and there just didn't seem to be that adjustment. Also, at halftime, Titus and I picked up on this, so there was some crazy acrobatic man doing some halftime show, and he had 3 minutes left of doing his chair climbing thing, and Giannis and the Bucks were out on the court warming up, and the Bulls were nowhere to be found. So in my head, I was like, all right, Billy's kind of getting on them, like, hey, you got to get your shit together, like, get this going. And they came out just about as flat as they started that game. they just didn't look ready to play tonight. I don't know if it was just the bright lights of having a home game and kind of coming off the high of game 2. But just the mindset didn't seem to be there. You could also look at the aggressiveness of like someone like Zach and DeMar. I mean, DeMar was trying. There were a handful of times he tried to go in the paint, but just wasn't working. Zach a few times too tried to dribble in and like kind of weave his way through, but it just wasn't there, and they didn't really press the issue, and they kind of settled for what the Bucks were giving them.
Yeah, I'm with Joey. I mean, the energy just wasn't there tonight, and I don't know if it was just the intensity of the crowd, because those first 5 minutes of the game, it was raucous. I mean, there's no way to describe it. The energy in the crowd was amazing. The Bulls fans showed out for them tonight, and the Bulls just didn't bring it. They just didn't bring it. I don't know if they thought they were just going to do the same thing they did in game 2 and produce a win. Bucks made adjustments. Bulls didn't, and that's basically the story that we saw. Bulls were not ready for what happened, and the Bucks blitzed them, especially defensively. They blitzed them, and there was nothing. The Bulls didn't have an answer for it. And I honestly don't know what they're going to do in the game 4.
How you guys feel about Sunday? Yeah, let's move to Sunday here.
I mean, it's a must-win. It's a must-win for sure. You got to go 2-2. But I kind of think this might have been the series. I think this was the Bucks making a statement of, hey, we're the defending champs. That was cute. You guys got a couple of close games and a win. But here we are. We don't even need Middleton. That's kind of what I feel, Joey.
Yeah, I'd feel a lot better if the Bulls had lost this game like 140 to 110, where, you know, the Bulls played well. They just got shot out of the gym because the Bucks couldn't miss anything. But they were letting the Bucks score at will, and they were not taking quantity of shots, quality of shots, or making their shots. And that was bad. And I don't know, you know, DeMar can practice late into the night all he wants, but like, they gotta have some energy and some pop on Sunday, or else it's gonna be kind of round 2 of what just happened tonight.
So who would you guys rather be right now? Would you rather be how the Bulls just lost now, or how the Timberwolves lost yesterday?
Bulls.
I disagree. I would rather be the Timberwolves right now, because I still believe the Timberwolves can come back in the series.
No, that series is over too. And we were talking about that on the way up. We were talking that series is over. You don't go up 26 and then lose on your home court.
They went up 26 twice.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
So
we'll
I think.
See. All right.
I mean, I think it's like similar
they
things.
Showed some life in the game. The Bulls, never showed up.
I would like, honestly, I would be if you ask me like who has a better chance of winning their series, I would definitely say Minnesota for sure. But I think it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Are we guessing like are we getting over 5% chance of Timberwolves winning compared to the 3% the Bulls have? Is that kind of where you're looking at it?
Yeah, probably. It's probably. Like I just think. Yeah, like the Memphis winning that game. I think that does something, and the way the Bucks won this game, I think made a statement similar to how the Memphis made their statement by coming back. But obviously different things. So. Give us a little bit on that Heat Atlanta game. I know you want to talk about it.
The Heat. No, I didn't want to talk too much about that. I was just saying.
Yeah, just give us quick.
I did go off of the Bulls game while I was watching because they were down 26 points at one point.
Yeah, that's fine. We understand.
I'm talking to.
We're casual. It's fine.
I'm with Baskets, and she's like, "This is so boring. I don't want to watch this game." I'm like, all right, girl, let's go to Atlanta.
Let's move it. Yeah, let's move it on.
Like, this is a great game right here. We saw Trae Young hit a floater to win the game, 111-110 with 4.4 left. Jimmy Butler gets a fadeaway shot in the corner, can't hit it. Atlanta's up. Atlanta's back in it. It's 2-1. If Atlanta wins game 4, there's some life in this series. So if you're any team, if you're between the Wolves, Bulls, or Hawks right now, the Hawks are in the best position of any of those teams.
Yeah, I mean, I guess coming off a win.
But yeah. So, but honestly, like Timberwolves tomorrow night, I think they're gonna win. So I'm just gonna say that right now. I know you guys are against it, but we'll see what happens. The Bulls,
we'll see what happens, man.
I'm less confident in the Bulls, especially with the way they.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bulls are gonna lose on Sunday. I think they're gonna lose in Milwaukee. It'll be a 5-game series. But hey, you know what? It was
a gentleman's sweep.
A gentleman's sweep. It was fun. Glad they got the win. We had a blast at the stadium. We can't state that enough.
Seeing that intro live in the playoffs was amazing.
It was something else for sure.
The introductions and the rosters was fantastic.
It's arguably it's still the best intro.
It's the best
of any stadium. I haven't been to every stadium, but it's better than the Wolves at least.
It's definitely the best, man. Chris, thanks for putting up with us in the car. Hopefully the audio's decent.
No, this is great. I'm gonna end it here. Any final thoughts?
Hey,
Reactions?
Titus got retweeted or commented.
Yeah, commented. Trey Kirby from No
Taco
Dunks.
Trey, see
Taco
purple.
Trey, see purple heart. We got some love.
So yeah, he was there. Saw the No Dunks hoodie. So hey,
Did you guys
shout
see
out
him?
Trey.
Did you look for him in the stadium? We
saw him on the jumbotron.
They put him on the jumbotron, but we could not.
He said he wanted a free ticket to Lala too because of his
he's when it rains it pours, I guess. So
because he really needed a free ticket to Lala, he couldn't. Given what he's doing
but hey, shouts out to Trey. Thanks for the comment, man.
Appreciate you. Hopefully we can get him to like or retweet us again. Just keep wearing the No Dunks, I guess.
Hell yeah.
We'll see. All right, I'll end it there. Like, subscribe, comment on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, whatever Titus normally says at the end of this. Until the next time, box out.
Box out.